Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. I have two 40% alcohol single malt Scotch whiskies, and they're both from the Highland region where the mountains are. All right, here is Trader Joe's Highland single malt Scotch whiskey, aged 10 years, matured in oak casks, and is procured by Alexander Murray and Son, Alexander Murray and Company, Alexander Murray and Company of Aberdeen, Scotland, for Trader Joe's. Now, the label is identical. If you look up Alexander Murray and Company, identical label, except that they put the Trader Joe's insignia here and the name instead of the Alexander Murray insignia and their name, Alexander Murray. Same exact. We don't know who makes it. We don't know who is what distillery is this from. We don't know. They don't say. But somebody in the Highlands. This was $23.99. $23.99 at Trader Joe's. Now the competitor is Tomatin Legacy, but in the United States it's sold as Tomatin Dualchas, the Gaelic word for legacy, because there is a Scotch whiskey in the United States called from 1962 called Legacy Scotch, so they couldn't use that, so they had to change it to Dualchas. This was introduced in 2014. On the website they're showing a 70 centiliter bottle, but this is a 75 centiliter bottle, so in the United States we get bigger bottles. I paid $26.99 for this at Walmart. This was $23.99, like I said, at Trader Joe's. Now, has Trader Joe's been selling this since 1967? It's possible. They were founded in 1967. I don't know how long they've been selling liquor. They might have been selling liquor since they got started. You know, for all I know, they've always had liquor at our local Trader Joe's in Metairie since 2016. It's got an embossed clear bottle. They're both clear bottles. They got the Tomatin embossment on the back, and it's got the writing on the front there. Tomatin Distillery, established 1897. They did go out of business for just a few months in the 80s. So they when they shut down, somebody swooped in and bought it for a lot cheaper, for a lot cheaper than they would have had to pay if it had been a thriving distillery. But it's thriving now. They both have real corks, so I got to moisturize the cork. I don't have to, but I've been through couple of dry rot problems with corks not being moisturized, and they dry rot and they disintegrate into the whiskey, and that's really not too enjoyable. Okay, Trader Joe's Tomatin. This is a plastic cap. This is a wooden cap. It's real wood. It's not anything but real wood. You can see the real caps, the real cork. If it'll focus, the real cork. Come on, man. There we go. See, real cork. Nice, huh? All right. They're not 40%. They're 40 and 43%. I just caught that mistake. Oh, it's very pale. Look at that pale gold. Doesn't look like any colorings added to that one. That is so pale. Yes, Scotch whiskey is allowed to have coloring added. Caramel color. All right, there's a wooden cap. So let me fix that on the notes there. Pour this up a little bit. Got it. 40% alcohol for Trader Joe's, 43% for Tomatin. Sorry about that. I caught that soon. I just caught it. I just remembered. Okay. You can see that the Trader Joe's is darker, more amber than straw gold. Well, maybe you can't see that. And it's pretty close. But this one is lighter. Screen share. Alexander Murray and Company. They don't distill any liquor. They buy liquor. And they sell it. That's all they do. They go around Scotland shopping for different whiskeys. They buy them and they sell them to whoever wants to buy it. They got some new batch 10 releases. Well, that's old news from 2 years ago. All right, view the range. They got independent bottlers in the United States. Vintage cat malts, single cask, Polly's casks, monumental. I don't know what all these are, but that's a whole line. They have a Miami Beach, Florida headquarters for the U.S. import team. Established 1895. To bottle a whiskey under the Alexander Murray name is a very serious promise of quality. So they're saying that the worst they make is awesome. Or the worst you got these red labels, rare blend, a 1965 production. And they age it for 53 years. I guarantee you that ain't $23.99. But look at the Ben Riach. Here's Ben Riach 2012. And the Ben Riach has the same, see what I mean? Same label. Instead of, it's got a different lion. Now that says born 1911. That gets to Ben Riach. Oh no, 1898. Oh, that's the one that went out of business after 2 years because it had a fire, but they've been restarted. Aged 10 years, matured in oak casks. You see the label's the same. Distilled in 2012. See? Same exact label of the Trader Joe's. Just, it's not Trader Joe's. Okay. Now, is the Trader Joe's from Ben Riach? Well, of course, that's entirely possible, but we don't know because they don't say. Here's Tomatin Legacy Bourbon and Virgin Oak, a single malt whiskey. A malt whiskey matured in a combination of bourbon barrels and virgin oak casks. 85%. I know this is true. I was watching a video that the company made. It's on their website, their webpage. Yeah. They said it's 85% ex-bourbon barrels and 15% virgin oak. So 85% of this whiskey is aged in ex-bourbon, but they add the other 15% is aged in virgin oak, new oak. Non-peaty Scotch. Yes, that's right. No peat. Boasts aromas of vanilla bean, white chocolate, and cinnamon. Really? On the palate, gentle waves of fresh fruit pepper with ginger emerge ahead of a light, clean finish. Yeah, 36.50 euros. Oh, I'm sorry, pounds. Golly, for only 700 milliliters, that's a pricey product because I bought it for so much cheaper. Oh, so much cheaper. Now they make all kind of stuff. Kubokan, the Antiquary, Shirakawa. I mean, that's Japanese. Okay, but I think they're owned by Japanese. Let's see what Total Wine and More selling this for. I guarantee you, it was $36. Josh said I paid $26. How could it have gone up that much in just those handful of years? Are you kidding me? All they sell is the 12-year. Well, the 12-year is $43.99. And that's a lot longer than 6 years, average of 6 years. Not you. Walmart. You got 3 bottles left at my local store. Look, $31.98. I paid $26. So it's going up $5. Oh, I'm sorry. It's going up $4.99. Okay. Natural color and non-chill filtered. They're saying natural color and non-chill filtered. Walmart did not research that. Great introductory malt. I'll go along with that. Rate. I don't know what that means. Okay. High up amongst the smooth, rounded peaks of the Monadlith Mountains, there is no room for the rugged and robust. Here, patience, a gentle hand, and a passion for purity rule the day. So they're saying everything is mild, mild, mild. Oh, so very mild. Alex says, clinking the mugs, clapping the hands, giving the peace sign, clinking the champagne glasses. Thanks, Alex. Burley Sullivan says, you. Well, hey, cheers back to you. All right. Start mixing them up. Let's see what they say. Do they say anything about non-chill filtered and natural color? Dualchas, cultural heritage. That's what they're saying in English. It means cultural heritage. But in the rest of the world, it's sold as legacy. You say, well, legacy is a cultural heritage. Right. 2014. United States. Oh, yes. USDP, Princeton, Minnesota. That's right. United States Distilling Products, Princeton, Maryland. They don't say anything on here about non-chill filtered and natural color. But I don't think Walmart got that out the air either. Like I'm saying, they're not going to go research it, all right? That ain't happening. They're just going to get a sell sheet. They call it a sell sheet from the distributor, and they're going to put it on the website. Simple as that. Phillips Distilling Company, also known as United States Distilling Products. Okay. Yep, there it is. They're bringing in the Tomatin. I'll do another screen share real quick. Do it. I'm going to do it. Okay. So this company, they sort of like an independent bottler also. I don't think they really make anything. They just bottle it and sell it. UV vodka, very popular. Prairie Organic Spirits. I'm not familiar with that. Revelstoke flavored Canadian whiskeys. Yes, I'm very familiar. I've seen that around, never bought it. But it wouldn't be opposed to it. Phillips Liqueur, Schnapps, Spirits, and Okay, so they've got regular vodka. Camorra, oh yes, I see that around. LaRue, they just bought that a couple of years ago. Yes, that's a famous one. Sourpuss, I'm not familiar with these. Obviously, tart, sour liqueurs. Trader Vic's, I've heard of it, and I think I may have seen their rum. Yes. Douglas and Todd bourbon whiskey, never heard of it. Hellcat Maggie, ain't never heard of it. Irish whiskey. Tomatin, here we go. Does Phillips own Tomatin? No, they don't. They have an agreement to bring it into the U.S. There's all the barrels. There's the 18-year age. I guarantee the 18-year age is not $26.99 or $31.99. Guarantee you that. There's the barrel house. I've seen the 12-year at Walmart. I hadn't seen it lately. Okay. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about no chill filtering or coloring added, but I'm sure it's true. But we won't get into that right now. Okay, so will I be able to tell them apart? I hope so, because I'd like to go to 2 wins, 1 loss. Tell you the truth. And away we go. So legendary brand versus well, not really legendary. I was just at Walmart today, and they had their Walmart's, not Walmart. Well, actually, I did go to Walmart today, but I was at Winn-Dixie today after that, and they had their Winn-Dixie Scotch. $18.99 for a handle. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's your life. I bought a bottle, but I didn't know any better. Now I do know better. Fumey, woody, grain. Fumes from the alcohol, wood from the barrel, grain from the ingredients. Yep. That's what I'm smelling. I'm smelling all those things, but I'm getting a caramel note. Caramel. You say that's appropriate. That's not appropriate. That's appropriate. That's not appropriate. Back and forth. I don't know if it's appropriate or not. Let's go with the taste. Sweetness, so sugar, honey, fermented cereal grain, namely barley, distilled, aged in oak, bottled. Peaty, no way. Sweet grain, yes way. Like a breakfast cereal minus the the sugar they put on. Yeah, but it has a sweetness though. This one has a very tiny touch of peatiness. It's not bold. It's not even moderate. And in fact, it's not even a low amount. It's a tiny amount. It's almost an indiscernible amount. But there's just that touch that you can pick it up and say, oh, this must be the Trader Joe's. Because Tomatin is very definitively saying no peat. Forget it. Don't imagine it. It will not happen. Has some fullness. I think the fullness is coming from the 43% alcohol versus the 40. There's a little bit more body to it, and the body's coming from the higher alcohol. Does the 86 proof help it versus the 80 proof? Oh, well, I don't know if it helps it, but it doesn't hurt it. It makes it a little different. So I'm going to say that I'm not sure which is better. Oh yeah, okay. I prefer this 10-year age, smoother one from Trader Joe's. Especially I got it for $3 less. $23.99 for this, $26.99 for the Tomatin. Prices will vary per town though. You have to remember this. But do I like the Tomatin? I do, but it's got it's got single malts blended in that are aged only 4 up to 8 years. I guess the 8 year is probably the one in the virgin oak. And the 4 year is the younger one's probably aged in the ex-bourbon. I'm assuming that. I do not know. They blend them together. So you say, well, wait, you say blend. So it's a blended scotch. It's not, well, you see what single malt means. It's malt whiskeys from a single distillery. In this case, Tomatin. It's not necessarily all the same distillation. A lot of people believe that, like it's a single barrel, like it's Blanton's or something. But no, that's not the case. But anyway, that's it. I got it. So 2 wins, 1 loss. Would I recommend both? Definitely. But which one would I give a higher recommendation to? The Alexander Murray and Company's Trader Joe's 10-year age single malt. Available at a Trader Joe's near you, assuming that your Trader Joe's sells Scotch and assuming that they still carry it. Because like I say, they don't list it on the website. So it's like you got to go to the store, or I guess you could call them. With that busy, loud place, they might help you. But you got to go to the store and look. You're going to find out very quickly if they have it. Now, I would like to try that Trader Joe's Irish whiskey, but I'm not in the market for it right now because I got to do the proper 12. And I can tell you right now, I do not need more whiskey on the shelf. That's about the last thing I need. So the only thing I'm going to need to pick up anytime soon would be another mezcal because I got this Tigre, El Tigre, I think it's called. And but once I taste that one next year, then I'll be finished with the mezcals. I have to buy another mezcal, and I don't think I can get but one mezcal in this whole town. I'm not even kidding. I think in my whole town they sell one mezcal. You say, well, your town only 28,000 people. New Orleans has over 350,000 people. Used to have 600,000, but that was years ago. Well, that's true. Of course, an area with more people is going to have more selection. Detroit's going to have a bigger selection than some little small Michigan town. Although Detroit is on decline also with population. Well, actually, New Orleans on the increase because after Katrina, their population got cut in half. When your population gets cut in half, then it's been 19 years. It takes a while for it to come back. I mean, we're talking about major flooding. 80% of the city was under 10 feet of water or lower, 10 feet or lower. But still, if you got you said, well, I only had 2 feet of water in my house. Yeah, but it certainly ruined everything. But of course, I know some people in New Orleans got no flooding, but they live next to the river. The areas next to the riverbank are high. They don't flood generally. So, they didn't flood, but boy, they had wind damage. My uncle said the roof came off. So then water was coming in the house. All right, Craft Beer Tastic, does your Aldi store sell liquor there? No, not yet. In England, I know they do. But remember, Aldi bought Winn-Dixie earlier this year, and Winn-Dixie does sell liquor. So I think they were using that as an inroad to get, well, see, now they own the liquor license. Got it? He said, but that liquor license is for Winn-Dixie. Well, it might be for Southeastern Grocers, the parent company. And they own Southeastern Grocers. So ipso facto, therefore, they own the liquor license. So I would expect that Aldi will start selling liquor. Since Aldi and Winn-Dixie is the same entity now, essentially, because now Winn-Dixie is starting to sell Aldi-oriented products, and maybe Aldi will sell Winn-Dixie-oriented. So they didn't buy it because they thought it was going to be a flop. They bought it because they thought they could use this to their advantage. So And then Winn-Dixie is well known for the beef. That was their tagline, the beef people. A lot of people say, well, I only buy my meat at Winn-Dixie. That's the only place I go. I could save money at Walmart, but I don't trust that meat. That's what they say, but so it was a huge acquisition. Now we're not talking about $10 million. We're talking about an enormous amount of money, but it was a cash purchase. Aldi bought Winn-Dixie and Harvey's grocery chain, Southeastern Grocers, for cash. They didn't borrow any money. That shows you how much money Aldi has. So like they just wrote a check, and when it cleared the bank, they owned it. That's how fast that went. So I guess they can do whatever they want with Winn-Dixie, can't they? But I was over there this morning, and seemed like things were on the upswing a little bit. Time will tell. There's the pending Aldi, not Aldi, forget that. The pending Kroger/Albertsons merger. You remember Kroger and Albertsons wanted to merge, become one company. The U.S. government said, no, we're anti-monopoly and so forth, and we're going to stop it. And that's been hung up in the court for 2 years. But now there's a new administration coming in January 20th, and they are definitely pro hands off. You know what I'm saying? They don't care if everybody merges. And there's one huge grocery company. They care about, does it make money? Is it profitable? Does it hire people? Are the prices reasonable? Okay, you got it. So I think you could see very quickly that the Kroger Albertsons merger is going to might go through January 21st. And then you would definitely have the the biggest grocery chain in America, Walmart, and then whatever Albertsons Kroger becomes. Let's think about it. Albertsons is already humongous. They stretch from Idaho down to, at least Louisiana. Mississippi, don't know if they go east of that. But they bought Jewel Osco. They bought Shaw's. A lot of y'all know Shaw's. Or a lot of people tell me they went to Albertsons, Shaw's, Jewel Osco. But people will tell me, I was at Vons in California. I think they talk about Vons all the time. Vons. Always talking about Vons. VON''S. Well, that's owned by Albertsons. They just, like have their own website, try to make it look like it's a separate company. And I guess probably most shoppers there probably have no idea who owns it. Don't care. Meaningless to them. But like most people, they don't go research who owns their beer company. Who owns the whiskey company means nothing to them. That might mean something to the hobbyist, means nothing to most people. But that's a well-known liquor grocery store. That's the point I'm making. So Albertsons is well known for selling liquor around here. Hammond, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, liquor. That's their thing. They have a huge liquor presence in Louisiana. And apparently Vons in California has a huge liquor presence. And people are always sending me comments about, yes, I got such and such at Vons. Okay. What's going on, brother? Says James Lassane. Well, I'm finishing my taste challenge. I've gone on long enough. So my preference, Trader Joe's via Alexander Murray and Company from who knows what distillery. We know it's in the Highland region, Scotland. 10-year age is a wonderful product. Now, what did I expect when I bought it? Well, I didn't know what to expect. I thought just hoped it would be good, and well, turns out it is. So I'm very excited to try those other Trader Joe's, the rum cask, the bourbon cask, and the third one I think is Marsala cask. Might be port wine or sherry. It was one of those dessert wines, port wine, sherry wine. But I don't know. Like I say, you just going in blind. You barely find any video reviews for it. You'd be lucky to find any written reviews. Talk about obscure. So it's strange, isn't it? Because Trader Joe's is a pretty widespread company, but then their liquor is so obscure. All right, well, y'all take care now. Thanks for watching, everybody.